Hello everybody and welcome to another video. This video is my PSGL off-season, pre-season race, and this is around the Mexico GP at Hermanos Rodriguez circuit, and yeah, it's a track I quite like, and it suits my driving style with long flowing corners that go into each other. So yeah, hopefully we can have a good one here. So, starting qualifying here, we did do our first lap on the medium compound tyres, as I did think we could get 4 runs in this session. So on this first run, we did go on the medium, as I said, and just hopefully try to get as good a time in, just to make sure we can familiar ourselves with the circuit and the conditions that it's in at the moment. And that is a 1:14.8, which means I'm only 2/10 off Brandon, who is in 4th, I believe. So overall, not a bad first run. So here we are now on our first run on the soft compound tyres. This is going to be our first lap in anger, and hopefully it can be a good one. But as you see here, we're 6/10 up on our time, and just on the entry of the corner I get a bit too much curb and I invalidate the lap. So we're going to be going on, we stick it into no ERS and lean mix, and we'll go again straight away. So that means these tyres are going to be slightly worn, so we will know we can do a better lap, and overall just see how the lap unfolds. So here we are now, going down the start finish straight, DRS open, and we come through the final corner now. We're actually set a purple final sector, middle sector, and we're 1.3 seconds up on our time, and that's going to be a 1:13.5, which is the fastest time in this session so far. And overall, on those second runs, nobody could beat us, but Dark Boy could match us with 11 hundredths between us, and we do lose 2 tenths in the first sector. So overall, we know there's time to be had, but here we are now on our final run. I'm just going to let you enjoy this lap and just watch how it unfolds. Enjoy!
"30 seconds left in the session.
So as we go through the final corner now, it's been a pretty good lap, and we're now 1.5 tenths up on our time. But overall, we did bottle a 1:13.1, as the first sector wasn't good, and we could have went better in the final sector, as we lost a tenth in the final 2 corners. But overall, we still get pole position, and that's all that matters. You can have the biggest gap in the world, but you'll still be first. So yeah, but it was very close between me and Dark Boy, with 1/100th between us. We're both setting 1:33.3s, and just overall, hopefully we can have a good close race. So here we are now at the start of the race. We're selecting our strategy. It's going to be a 2-stop, soft, medium, which is unusual in the F1 games, but this track is high tyre wear, but the hard tyres won't make it to the end from the softs. So overall, we're here at the start of the race. It's 5 red lights, and away we go for the Mexican Grand Prix. We actually get a fairly decent start, and we beat Dark Boy off the line. We stick it straight into overtake mode in the Rich Mix as we defend into turn 1. He's got the DRS and he's got the slipstream into turn 1. We just got to make sure we keep ahead of him at the start. Breaking up the 100-meter board now into turn 1. We've got to send it round the outside just to defend the position. And if we do make a bit of contact, and I did try and squeeze him wide, and it didn't quite work out, and he does gain the position. So here we are now on the second straight of this race. We're going down this straight. We overtake mode and Rich Mix. We send it round the outside. As you see on the minute, there's a yellow flag. There's a crash, and there's a safety car that's out. And he lose the position. So that was a very hectic first few corners, and overall it was very good. We did get a decent start, but we're now in contention for the race lead at this stage in the race, which is very good, and we don't want to risk the race at this stage. So here we are now on the safety car restart. We've got slightly cold tyres, but Dark Boy doesn't go very quickly. As you may have saw, we run into the back of him, and if you've been listening to the audio, we've got a glitch in this lobby where basically every time I went through the final corner and certain points at the lap, the sound became all crackly, which made it very hard to listen to what I was doing. So it meant I missed gears and everything else, upshifts and just overall grip. So it's been, that final corner has been very tricky as I was short shifting up and overall just trying to avoid it. So here we are now on lap 9. We come in for our first pit stop on the race, and that's going to be onto the soft compounder tyres, and that's going to be a perfect opportunity. Undercut on this game is phenomenal. It's insane and it's massive. So and going on the soft compound tyres as well, when they're on worn softs, we're going to have such a big advantage. But now our job coming out of the pits is to push like no other, as we actually do have the RS coming out of the pits, but we've got to push like no other and make sure we get the best lap possible. So here we are now, lap 10, the lap we come out of the pits. That laggy person has pit, and that's going to give us a good idea as to where Darkboy is going to come out of, as he was right behind us before we pit. And he is now 4 seconds behind. As we move on to lap 11 and lap 12 now, Darkboy pits, and that means he is well behind us. He is about 6-7 seconds behind us, and that is very good for us as we can now control this race. Here we are now on lap 12, overtaking Mark, who is yet to pit in this race. He's started on the hard compound tyres, so overall it's been a very good strategy for us, and we've got some very good pace in this race. So Mark we've overtaken, and overall that's going to help us with our fight against Spaghetti Chips, as he's going to get held up behind him, and overall we can build up our gap and just gain time. So here we are now on lap 15. We are right behind Scuba and this three-way fight for 4th place, and we need to get past these guys as quickly as possible. So as on our fresher tyres we misjudged our braking point as we nearly ran into the back of Scuba. So not the best of situations, but we do get a 3-second time penalty on the entry of that corner just from running a little bit wide and just trying to open up the corner a bit more, and we got a bit greedy and 3-second time penalty. And going down the start finish straight now, we could have left it in overtake mode, but we don't. We left it in rich mix only as we turned off overtake mode just to save a bit of ERS, as we are very, very low, and we send it down the inside. He doesn't really fight us as he knows he's yet to pit in this race, and he knows that we are not part of his fight. And now the next guy is Jack Lacey, who is he's on the medium compounder tyres. Everyone ahead of us is on the medium compounder tyres, so we just got to make sure that we have the best run on these stops as possible, just so we save ourselves a world of pain later as Jack Lacey comes into the pits at the end of lap 16. So overall, not bad. We're in P3 in this race as Brandon Glover and IRC Toby are yet to pit, as Brandon Glover does pit at the end of lap 19. So we're coming to the pits now for our second pit stop. It's going to be onto the medium compounder tyres, as it is actually a lap earlier than what we would normally do, but Spaghetti Chips pit behind us a lap earlier, and I knew if I left him a little bit longer he would have been ahead of us, and that's exactly what we don't want in this race. As we come out of the pits, Jack Lacey actually jumps us on the exit going down to turn 1, and yeah, so that's not ideal, as he is now technically on our strategy, but we've got fresher tyres. We've got to make this move quickly as we stick into rich mix and overtake mode. We're chasing down Jack Lacey as we send it round the outside of Jack Lacey in lap 21 here in this race, down into the chicane. We get on the power mid corner as we do make a bit of contact on to the second part of this corner, but we had every right to be there. We were alongside into the corner, and we just got a bit on the power to get well alongside, and that gave us the opportunity. So here we are now on lap 23. We're now chasing down Brendan Glover, and that gap is now 1.9 seconds. So we've got to make sure that we keep our pace up and catch it ASAP. So on lap 25, we do exactly that. We are right behind Brandon Glover as Ollie Flavel does pit, and we're now within DRS of Brandon Glover. We've got to use this DRS to good effect and get past him ASAP, ideally in the second straight. So stick it into third gear, short shift up to fourth gear to get the better traction. Now we've got the DRS open, we've got the rich mix, and we've got the overtake. We're gaining, and we send it round the outside, just like we did with Jack Lacey. But we're holding it in, and we do the exact same thing, get on the power, but he's just running it a much wider line, doesn't hit us, and that means that he has come out ahead of us, and we come out of that battle victorious. So overall, yeah, it's not the best of situations, as we were hoping to get past him, as we get another 3-second time penalty on the entry of the corners, just running a bit wide and getting a bit greedy on the entry. And overall, that means that we're losing unnecessary time. So now, lap 27, we have overtake, we have rich mix. We're not making this hard for us. For ourselves, we get past him before turn 1, which is exactly what we need to be doing, and we can now push on and catch up to IRC Toby on lap 27 here in this race. We have 9 laps to go, and we just got to make sure we keep our pace up, as Mark retired from the race. I do believe he had a glitch. Here we are now, lap 30. We brought that gap down to 1.5 seconds, and as I said, that glitch hurt our traction, and the car just went. The car went. There's nothing we could do. It just went, which hurts, and we'll go straight into the pits. We had massive wing damage and retire, as we had substantial amount of damage, and there was no point continuing. We had to change our wing and be miles behind, and overall, I did rage quit. I'm not gonna lie, I rage quit. So that race, what didn't end well, but what happened in the middle was exactly what we needed to do. We showed everybody our pace, and we were well ahead of everyone else in that race, and we kept ahead, and we just. Yeah, we need to strike fear into our enemies. If we want to get this PSGL title, we've got to do that, and we did exactly that. So if you got to this point in the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and if you enjoyed, don't forget to press the bell icon to be reminded whenever I upload a video at Tuesdays and Fridays at 8 PM. So thank you for watching, and goodbye, and have a great day.